Friends, in the previous class we have discussed about elasticity of demand. That means what is elasticity of demand, what is the definition of price elasticity of demand, what is its formula, and what are the various types of price elasticity of demand. In this class we will discuss about the measurement of price elasticity of demand. That means how we will measure the price elasticity of demand. There are various methods of measuring price elasticity of demand. Today we will discuss one by one. The first method for measuring price elasticity of demand is point price method. Method 1. For measuring EP. The first method for measuring EP is point price method. What is the meaning of point price method? That means how we will calculate the value of price elasticity on a particular point of a straight line downward sloping demand curve. Here we have to assume that the demand curve is a straight line and it is a linear demand curve. And on a linear demand curve, how we will calculate the value of EP at each and every points. Now we will draw the demand curve that is linear in shape. This is a demand curve. These are the x-axis, y-axis. This is a linear demand curve. That means a straight line downward sloping demand curve. You know that the demand curve generally is downward sloping due to the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. So in this case the demand curve is also a linear demand curve. It is a straight line downward sloping demand curve. Then how we will calculate? There are numerous points on a straight line. This is a straight line. On a straight line there are numerous points. How we will calculate the value of EP on each and every point? Suppose this is the demand curve, we have named it D1. The demand curve is D1. This is extreme endpoint, this is another extreme endpoint. Suppose this is the middle point, this is above middle, this is below middle. Now we will name these points. This is D, this is D1, this point you can say A, this point B, and this point C. We have taken only these 5 points, but there may be so many points on a straight line. Now we will calculate what will be the value of elasticity, price elasticity at point D. Then what will be the value of price elasticity at point A? What will be the value of price elasticity at point B and C and D, so on. Friends, there is a formula for calculating or measuring price elasticity on a straight line downward sloping demand curve. You have to remember this formula. The formula is lower segment of the demand curve from the point divided by upper segment of the demand curve from the point. You have to remember this formula. How we will calculate price elasticity at a particular point on a straight line downward sloping demand curve. This formula is applicable for this method. Lower segment of the demand curve from the particular point, which point will taken into account. Suppose we have taken into account the point D or point A or point B or C or D1 like this. From that point divided by the upper segment of the demand curve from that point. Now we will see what will be the value of elasticity at this particular point by applying this above formula. First, we will see EP. What will be the value of EP at point D? ये D point में EP का value कितना होगा? We have to apply this formula. Lower segment of the demand curve from the point. Now we will see what is the lower segment of demand curve from point D. This is point D. The lower segment from D is, this is the demand curve and this is one point. The lower segment, the lower portion from point D of the demand curve is D से D1 तक. This is the lower part. D1. This is the lower segment of the demand curve from the particular point divided by upper segment of the demand curve from that point. Upper segment कितना होगा? So ये तो extreme end point है, इसी का ऊपर वाला कुछ भी नहीं है, इसीलिए उसका ऊपर वाला हमको 0 सोचना है क्योंकि वो extreme end point है, इसके ऊपर कुछ भी नहीं है. So now the EP at point D will be D1 by 0. You know that friends, something by 0 is infinite or indefinite. नीचे 0 आने से फ्रैक्शन का नीचे 0 आने से उसका वैल्यू अनडिफाइंड और इनफाइनाइट होता है. So the value of EP at point D equal to infinite. Now we will calculate the value of EP at point A. EP at point A. We will see what will be its value. Again we have to apply this formula. Lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. What is the lower segment of demand curve from point A? This is point A. इसका नीचे वाला कितना होता है? A से D1 of the, क्योंकि ये D1 एक्सट्रीम लोअर पॉइंट, ये एक्सट्रीम D होता है एक्सट्रीम अपर पॉइंट. सो A से लोअर कितना होगा? AD1 लोअर सेगमेंट ऑफ द डिमांड कर्व फ्रॉम द पॉइंट डिवाइडेड बाय अपर सेगमेंट ऑफ द डिमांड कर्व A से D of the. ये A का अपर वाला कितना है? A से D तक. So upper segment कितना होगा? AD. Now this is the formula. We have applied the formula. Now we will calculate. We will see what is the value of EP at P. This is our measurement value. So AD1 by AD. Now we see that what is greater, whether AD1 greater or AD is greater. Obviously you can see that AD1 is greater than AD. This is, we have seen from the diagram. So numerator is greater than denominator. So EP का value कितना होगा? Implies EP कितना होगा? Greater than 1. Because here numerator AD1, because AD1 greater than AD. So the value of EP at point A is greater than 1. Now we will put this value at this linear demand curve. EP कितना होगा? This is greater than 1. EP का value at point A is greater than 1. Now we will see what is the value of EP at point B, we have to assume that B is the midpoint of the linear demand curve. So we have to assume EP at point B equal to, again this formula we have to apply, lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. B से लोअर सेगमेंट कितना होता है, BD1, upper segment is BD. Now this is the measuramental value BD1 by BD. We have assumed that B is the midpoint. So at the midpoint of a straight line, the upper segment must be equal with the lower segment, or the lower segment is equal to upper segment. So BD1 equal to BD. यहाँ पर BD1 equal to BD. So EP कितना होगा? The value of EP equal to 1. न्यूमरेटर इक्वल टू डिनोमिनेटर हो जाने से ये फ्रैक्शन का वैल्यू आपका 1 आ जाएगा. So in this case, the value of EP equal to 1. So friends, you have to remember that your question will be like this: what will be the value of elasticity, price elasticity of demand at the middle point of a straight line downward sloping demand curve? So you have to take the answer which is the correct answer. That means on the midpoint of a straight line demand curve, the value of EP is 1. So at EP equal to 1. Now we will come to the value of EP at point C. That means just lower to the middle point. Just below the middle point. What will be the value of EP at C? EP at C. EP at C. Again we have to apply this formula, lower segment divided by upper segment. C से lower segment कितना होता है? C से D1 तक. So lower segment is your CD1. Upper segment C से D of the upper segment होता है. So upper segment is CD. Friends, you can see that which is greater, whether numerator is greater or denominator is greater. CD1 is the numerator and CD is the denominator. So obviously you can see that here CD1 is less than CD. This is the size smaller and this is size greater. So EP value less than 1. Numerator is smaller than denominator. Now we will see यहाँ पर EP less than 1. Now we will see the value of EP at point D1. By applying this formula, we will see what is its value. Lower segment by upper segment, friends, you see what is the lower portion from D1. I have told you that this is the extreme lower end, so there is nothing from to its lower portion. So lower segment equal to 0 because this is the extreme lowest point. Numerator is 0. Upper segment कितना होगा ना, D1 से D तक जितना पूरा स्ट्रेट लाइन रहेगा आपका अपर सेगमेंट. सो अपर सेगमेंट D1 पूरा स्ट्रेट लाइन अपर सेगमेंट. So 0 by DD1. So you know that 0 by something equal to 0. This is the mathematical formula. So 0 by something equal to 0. Now at point D1, EP equal to 0. So friends, you see how we can calculate the value of EP at different points on a straight line downward sloping demand curve. By applying this formula, you can derive the value of EP on each and every point of a linear demand curve. Suppose this is the case of linear demand curve. Suppose in your exam there will come the non-linear demand curve. In the case of non-linear demand curve, how we will calculate the value of EP at a particular point? Friends, I have told you this method is applicable only in the case of infinitely small change in price and quantity demanded. If price and quantity demanded, the change in price and quantity demanded is infinitely very small, then we can apply this formula. So, you see here, this is a point. In this point, change in price, in a point, change in price and quantity demanded is obviously very small. So, in these cases, in the very small change cases, we can apply this point price method or point method to measure price elasticity of demand. Friends, this is the linear demand curve case. How we can determine the value of EP on a non-linear demand curve at a particular point? In this diagram, I will make you understand how we will calculate elasticity of demand on a non-linear demand curve. That means curvature in shape. If the demand curve is a curve, this is the known as non-linear demand curve. Suppose this is a non-linear demand curve. I am drawing on this. This is a non-linear demand curve. D. Suppose we have to calculate price elasticity of demand on this non-linear demand curve. Suppose this is a point A. How we will calculate? This is a particular point. On this point price method, how we will calculate EP on a non-linear demand curve at a particular point? This is a non-linear demand curve D1. And suppose on this D1 we have taken a point A. What will be the value of elasticity at point A on this non-linear demand curve? In order to measure EP on a non-linear demand curve, we have to draw a tangent. Suppose this is a tangent. We have drawn a tangent touching that particular point. उसी पॉइंट को टच करके हमें टैंजेंट को ड्रॉ करना है. ये टैंजेंट नॉन लिनियर डिमांड कर्व को एक पॉइंट में उसी पॉइंट में टच करना है. नाउ दिस पॉइंट में हम लोग को प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी को निकालना है. सो वी हैव गॉट दिस पॉइंट एंड द फॉर्मूला फॉर मेजरिंग प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी at a particular point on a non-linear demand curve is just like the same on a linear demand curve, because it is a point. On a particular point we have to calculate the value of elasticity. Due to measuring elasticity on a non-linear demand curve, we have to choose a particular point, and on this particular point we have to draw a tangent. That means the tangent will touch that point. Now we will calculate the value of elasticity at this point. The formula is same. Lower segment divided of the demand curve from the point divided by upper segment. Same formula. That was a linear demand curve in point price method, and this is a non-linear demand curve to calculate the value of EP in point price method. Friends, we have finished one method for measuring price elasticity of demand, that means point price method. That means how we will measure price elasticity of demand on a particular point of either a linear demand curve or a non-linear demand curve. Now we will go to the second method of measuring price elasticity. The second method for measuring price elasticity of demand is your arc elasticity method. Arc elasticity method. What is an arc? Suppose this is a circle. सर्कल का एक पोर्शन होता है आर्क. सो फ्रॉम दिस इज पॉइंट ए, दिस इज पॉइंट बी. सो ए बी, इस सर्कल का ए बी के बीच में जो डिफरेंस होता है उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग आर्क. नाउ दिस इज एप्लीकेबल इन द केस ऑफ ए डिमांड कर्व विच इज कर्वेचर इन शेप, कर्व इन शेप, नॉट लिनियर डिमांड कर्व. Now we will draw the diagram for arc elasticity method. This is our demand curve. Curve set. D1 is the demand curve. Suppose this is a point A on the demand curve, this is a point B on the demand curve. So this A से बीच वो जो distance होता है, this is known as an arc. How we will calculate price elasticity of demand on a arc of a demand curve? This is A B. That means how we will calculate price elasticity of demand फ्रॉम पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी. ये पॉइंट ए पॉइंट बी का बीच में जो होता है डिफरेंस, पॉइंट ए और पॉइंट बी में जो डिफरेंस होता है उसी का इलास्टिसिटी कैसे हम लोग निकालेंगे. फ्रेंड्स, इन द फर्स्ट मेथड आई हैव टोल्ड यू पॉइंट इलास्टिसिटी मेथड. Point elasticity method is applicable for a infinitely small change in price and quantity demanded. But this method is applicable for a relatively large change in price and quantity demanded. So you see, this is one point, this is one point. In that case, we have only one point. In this one point, we have to calculate elasticity. But in this case, we have 2 points, A and B. And in between these 2 points A and B, we have to calculate the value of elasticity. Suppose this is point, this is a price. For this point, this is quantity. This is another point. For this point, this is price P1. For quantity Q1. So what will be the value of elasticity in between A and B or in a arc? Now the formula for measuring arc elasticity is, because we see there are 2 prices and 2 quantities, price P, P1, quantity Q and Q1. There are 2 prices and 2 quantities. Unlike the point method, there are 1 price and 1 quantity, because the change in that case was very small. But here the change is very small. Price changes from P to P1, quantity changes from Q to Q1. It is a relatively large change in price and quantity demanded. So due to this large change in quantity and price, the formula for arc elasticity is change in quantity demanded by एवरेज क्वांटिटी, एवरेज क्वांटिटी होल डिवाइडेड बाय चेंज इन प्राइस divided by average price. Friends, we have seen in price elasticity method what was the formula for price elasticity. In that case, EP का formula था delta Q by delta P into P by Q. That means percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. In this case also we see price ऊपर वाला है, नीचे क्वांटिटी डिमांड ऊपर वाला है, नीचे प्राइस है. सो चेंज इन क्वांटिटी, चेंज इन क्वांटिटी, ये चेंज इन प्राइस, ये सब है. लेकिन ड्यू टू ए great change in price and quantity, there are two price and two quantities. So here we have to make the average of price and quantities. So the formula in this case is change in quantity, that means delta Q divided by average quantity. ये वहां पर था only Q initial quantity, but यहाँ पर क्या एवरेज क्वांटिटी, बिकॉज यहाँ पर दो क्वांटिटी है, कौन सा इनिशियल कौन सा फाइनल हम लोग को पता नहीं. सो वी हैव टू टेक द एवरेज ऑफ द टू क्वांटिटी. तो चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड डिवाइडेड बाय एवरेज क्वांटिटी होल डिवाइडेड बाय चेंज इन प्राइस बाय एवरेज प्राइस. देन चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डेल्टा क्यू. एवरेज क्वांटिटी क्या होता है? सपोज P प्लस P1 हम लोग लिए ना, P1. सपोज दिस इज, आई हैव चेंज दिस P1 P2, Q1 Q2. So now we can take P1 plus P2 by 2. चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डिवाइडेड बाय एवरेज क्वांटिटी. एवरेज क्वांटिटी कैसे निकालेंगे? Q1 प्लस Q2 by 2. Now change in price, change in price क्या होगा? डेल्टा P. एवरेज प्राइस कितना होगा? P1 प्लस P2 divided by 2. We have put the symbol for this formula. Change in quantity by average quantity whole divided by change in price by average price. Delta Q by Q1 plus Q2 by 2 divided whole divided by delta P by P1 plus P2 by 2 equal to, ये वाला कैंसिल हो जाएगा, 2 तो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. So now what will remain? Delta Q by Q1 plus Q2 रिवर्स हो जाएगा into P1 plus P2 by delta P. This will be the formula. Now we will make it easy. So डेल्टा का नीचे हम लोग को डेल्टा Q का नीचे डेल्टा P लाना है. So because there is the multiplication sign in between these, so value will not change if you will change the side. So delta Q by delta P into P1 plus P2 by Q1 plus Q2. This is arc elasticity method में EP का value. So how will determine the value of EP in arc elasticity method? You have to remember this formula in arc elasticity method. So arc elasticity method में EP का formula क्या होता है? डेल्टा Q by डेल्टा P into P1 plus P2 by Q1 plus Q2. Friends, you see In price elasticity method, what was the value of EP? You see delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Here also we see delta Q by delta P. बट वहां पर एक इनिशियल प्राइस एक इनिशियल क्वांटिटी था, बट यहाँ पर दो प्राइस दो क्वांटिटी है. सो कौन सा इनिशियल लेना है कौन सा फाइनल लेना है ये हमको समझ में नहीं आया, इसीलिए हम लोग क्या किए इसका एवरेज कर लिए. सो ये P का एक्सचेंज में हम लोग P1 प्लस P2 एवरेज ऑफ प्राइस, Q का बदल में हम लोग एवरेज ऑफ क्वांटिटी Q1 प्लस Q2. Now this is the formula. Friends, in your exam, the sums that will come, most probably the large number of sums will come from this formula. That formula is applicable only for infinitely small change, that means point method. But in your exam, they will ask you, suppose the price of a commodity falls from rupees itna se rupees itna. For this, the quantity demanded increases from unit itna se unit itna. You have to calculate elasticity, price elasticity of demand. You see that here the change in price, you have to see that change in price and change in quantity are larger. So in this case, if the price and quantity change are relatively large, you have to apply this arc elasticity method. Friends, this is all about your second method of measuring price elasticity. Now we will come to the third method of measuring price elasticity. The third method of measuring price elasticity, that is your total expenditure method. Total expenditure method. What do we mean by total expenditure method? Now we will come to the definition of total expenditure method. When price elasticity of demand is measured when price elasticity of demand is measured by considering the total expenditure incurred on the commodity by a change in its price. So this is the definition of your total expenditure method. What the definition tells us? When price elasticity of demand is measured by considering the total expenditure incurred of the commodity by a change in its price. Suppose there is a commodity, its price changes due to the change in price, its quantity will change. It may be a greater change or lesser change or no change, but there may be a change. So as quantity changes, the commodities purchased by the consumer, they have to spend, they have to incur some expenditure. So their expenditure also changes. So due to a change in price of the commodity, the total expenditure spent or incurred by the consumer also changes. This method is known as total expenditure method. Here the two major variables are price, change in price, one variable, and due to the change in price, total expenditure, how it responds. So the two variables are price, one is price and the other is total expenditure. Price change होने से total expenditure of the commodity consumer, how it changes. This we can measure with the help of total expenditure method. Now, total expenditure method is of three types. Three types of elasticity. First, three types of EP in total expenditure method. First, elastic demand. Elastic demand. You know that what is elastic demand? In the previous class, we have discussed about, when we have discussed about the types of price elasticity, there was the case of elastic demand. In that case, we have seen with a fall in price, quantity demand changes, but the change in quantity demanded is greater than the change in fall in price. प्राइस चेंज से क्वांटिटी डिमांड का चेंज ज्यादा था, इसीलिए वो था इलास्टिक डिमांड और इलास्टिक केस. So in this case also the elastic demand, we'll see how the price changes and due to this the quantity demanded responded. What is elastic demand? If with a fall in price total expenditure, in this case we have to note down the total expenditure. With a fall in price, total expenditure increases and with a rise in price, total expenditure decreases. So what is elastic demand? With a fall in price, price fall करने से, here we see fall in price. I have underlined this. With a fall in price, price fall किया, इसके लिए total expenditure increases. With a fall in price, total expenditure increases. And another case क्या? With a rise in price, another color I have underlined. With a rise in price, total expenditure decreases. What do we see here? The relationship between price change and total expenditure change. What type of this? This is an inverse relation. You see, for price fall, total expenditure increases. So this is an inverse relation. Here, the opposite is also price rise, total expenditure decreases. So in both the cases, the relationship is inverse. You see, now we can put it in a table. What type of elasticity is this? What will be the value of elasticity in this case, in elastic demand method, in total, with the application of total expenditure? What will be the value of elasticity? Now we will draw a table. This is a table. This will be the first case, fall in price. First we will see with a fall in price, total expenditure increases. I will put here fall in price. This is price P. This is measurement is in rupees. This is our quantity. Measurement is units. This is total expenditure TE. How we can calculate total expenditure? You know that total expenditure is calculated by multiplying price with quantity. So TE total expenditure क्या होगा? Price into quantity. Then what will be the value of EP? Friends, now we will see what will be the value of EP in total expenditure method with a fall in price. Suppose we have to assume that the initial price of a commodity is rupees 10. Due to this price, a consumer purchase quantity of 2 units of a commodity. Now total expenditure will be price and quantity P and Q. It will arrive at 20. 10 into 2 equal to 20. Now it is a case in fall in price. Now suppose price falls to rupees 5. What we see here? Price becomes half. 10 था 5 हो गया. The quantity demanded increases to rupees 5. Unit 5. So due to a fall in price, quantity demanded increases. Now our total expenditure will be price into quantity. 5 into 5 equal to 25. What we see here? In the case of price change, we see from 10 price falls to rupees 5. This is just half. Due to this half fall in price, quantity demanded increases more than double. If the quantity demanded increases proportionately with respect to change in price, the quantity demanded will be 4, not 5. But the change in quantity with respect to change in price is more. 4 नहीं हुआ, यहाँ पर 5 हो गया. So total expenditure is 25. Here we see with a fall in price, total expenditure increases. So this is the case of EP greater than 1. The second case we will see with a rise in price. Price rise होने से total expenditure में क्या होता है? Total expenditure decreases. We will draw this table here. This is our price, rupees. This is our quantity, units. This is total expenditure, P into Q. This is EP का value. This is a rise in price. Price rises. Now we will reverse this table. Suppose initial price is 5, final price rises to 10. Now we will just reverse the table. Price suppose 5. Quantity demanded is 5. Total expenditure is 25. This is a rise in price case. Price rises from 5 to rupees 10. The total expenditure is, total quantity is 2. Total expenditure is 20. So you see here, price becomes double. प्राइस डबल होने से क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड जस्ट हाफ हो जाना चाहिए. 5 से 10 हो गया प्राइस, क्वांटिटी 5 था, ये 2.5 होना चाहिए था, लेकिन वो 2.5 नहीं हुआ, वो 2 हुआ, 2.5 से कम हो गया. सो टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर फॉल कर गया. सो इन दिस केस ईपी ईपी ग्रेटर देन 1. सो विथ ए फॉल और राइज इन प्राइस, प्राइस जितना चेंज होता है क्वांटिटी डिमांड उससे ज्यादा चेंज हो जाता है. सो इन दिस केस EP is greater than 1. Total elastic demand EP greater than 1. So, friends, you have to remember, when in your exam the question will come, when with a fall in price total expenditure increases, what will be the value of elasticity? You have to remember the trick. If you will see that there is an inverse relationship between price and total expenditure, then EP का वैल्यू ग्रेटर देन 1 होगा. इसको आप लोग को याद रखना है. यही पर हम लोग देखें इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन प्राइस एंड टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर. So this is a trick you have to remember. Then another type of elasticity. This is elastic demand. In this case, EP का value greater than 1 हुआ. Now we will see another type of demand. That is your inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. You know that inelastic demand is just the reverse of elastic demand. Inelastic demand. What will be its definition? When with a fall in price, total expenditure falls, and with a rise in price, total expenditure rises. What do we see here? Fall in price, total expenditure also falls. With a rise in price, total expenditure also rises. What do we see here? Here, the relationship between price and quantity, the price and total expenditure is direct relation. This you have to remember. There is a direct relationship between change in price and change in total expenditure. Now we will draw the table for this. First we will draw the fall in price. फॉल इन प्राइस केस, प्राइस फॉल होने से टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर भी फॉल करता है. प्राइस, क्वांटिटी, टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर, EP. Price elasticity. Fall in price, suppose initial price is ₹10. For this initial price, quantity demanded is unit 2. Now what will be the total expenditure. Our total expenditure is rupees 20. Now this is the case of fall in price. Suppose price falls to just like the previous case 5. यहाँ पर भी price half हो गया. Quantity demand is 3 unit. So एक बार हम क्या देखें ना, प्राइस हाफ हो गया, क्वांटिटी प्रोपोर्शनेटली इंक्रीज करने से वो डबल होना चाहिए, लेकिन क्वांटिटी डिमांड प्रोपोर्शनेटली कम हो गया. डबल होने से ये 4 होना था, लेकिन वो प्राइस हाफ होने से क्वांटिटी डिमांड डबल नहीं हुआ, प्रोपोर्शनेटली कम हो गया. इट इंक्रीजेस एट ए डिमिनिशिंग रेट. प्राइस फॉल होने से क्वांटिटी डिमांड इंक्रीज हुआ, बट एट ए diminishing rate. So the quantity demanded increases to 3 unit. Now our total expenditure is 15. So we see here with a fall in price, total expenditure also falls. You have to remember this trick. In total expenditure method, if your question will come from total expenditure method, if there will be asked with a fall in price, suppose price falls from rupees 10 to rupees 5. Due to this, total expenditure falls from rupees 20 to rupees 15. What will be the value of EP in this case? You have to remember this trick. If price falls, total expenditure also falls. In this case, the value of EP is, this is inelastic. EP less than 1. EP in this case less than 1. So friends, you have to remember this trick. And the second case is with a rise in price, total expenditure also rises. Now we will draw the second table to show this example. This is rise in price. Price, quantity, total expenditure, EP. Now this is the case of rise in price. Suppose initial price is rupees 5. Now price will increase. Due to this initial price of rupees 5, quantity demanded, we have to reverse this case just. This is the, we have to assume that this is initial price, this is initial quantity, and due to fall in price increases to 10, quantity this much, and total expenditure this much. So initial price 5, quantity here 3, total expenditure is 15. Now price rise in price का case. Now price rises to 10. So total expenditure is 2. Now total unit demanded is 2 unit. Total expenditure is rupees 20. You see that price increases double. 5 से 10 हो गया. Quantity, we know that when price increases, quantity decreases. So initial quantity was 3. Price double होने से quantity demand half होना चाहिए. If quantity demand will be half, it will be 3 का half कितना होगा? 1.5 होगा. लेकिन वो 1.5 नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि ये rise in price केस में inelastic. प्राइस जितना चेंज होता है, क्वांटिटी डिमांड उससे उसी तरफ का रेस्पॉन्ड नहीं करता है. इलास्टिक डिमांड केस में प्राइस जितना चेंज होता है, क्वांटिटी डिमांड उससे ज्यादा रेस्पॉन्स करता है. लेकिन ये तो इनइलास्टिक केस होता है. प्राइस जितना चेंज होता है, क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड डजंट रेस्पॉन्ड टू दैट प्रोपोर्शनेट टू चेंज इन प्राइस. So now our quantity demand is 2 instead of half. So total expenditure increases. So this is the case. In this case, if we, क्योंकि price के साथ total demand does not respond करता है उस तरफ का, so change in price, change in quantity वो proportionately respond नहीं करते हैं. In this case, EP less than 1 होगा. जितना price change होता है, quantity उससे कम change होता है. So EP in this case will be less than 1. So in this case, in inelastic demand case, we see when with a fall in price, in this case price fall हुआ, total expenditure भी fall हो गया. In this case with a rise in price, in this case price rise हुआ, total expenditure भी rise हुआ. What do we see here? There is a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded. The price and total expenditure. In your question, where you will see a direct relationship between price and quantity demand, price and total expenditure. Suppose your question is like this: with a rise in price, total expenditure also rises. Suppose price rises from rupees 5 say rupees 10, and total expenditure rises from 2 units say 4 unit or 5 unit or 3 unit. So this is direct relationship between price and total expenditure. In this case, you have to tick the answer EP less than 1. You have to remember this trick. Elastic method and inelastic method, they are the just reverse of each other. This is your two method of measuring elasticity in total expenditure method. The another method is there, that is zero elastic. In zero elastic method, there is price and total exchange in price and change in total expenditure does not respond each other. Whenever there is a change in price, total expenditure doesn't change with price. This is known as unitary elastic demand or unit elastic demand. Unit elastic when a change in price does not change total expenditure, it is unit elastic demand. Here we see price and total expenditure doesn't respond to each other. There is a change in price. Suppose initial price is 5, total expenditure is 20. Price increases to 10, but total expenditure remains at 20. So here total expenditure doesn't respond to change in price. Now we will draw the table. In this table, you will see price, quantity, total expenditure, EP. Suppose price is 5, quantity is 2, total expenditure is our, ये rise in price का केस. Suppose this is the rise in price का case. Always we have first started with fall in price. Fall in price. total expenditure is 20. Price 10, quantity 2, total expenditure is 20. Price falls. This is the fall in price case to 5. Now total expenditure, here price is half. So quantity demand just will be doubled. So 2 का डबल क्या होगा ना 4. प्राइस हाफ होने से टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर डबल हो गया. सो प्राइस फॉल होने से क्वांटिटी डिमांड जस्ट डबल हो गया. सो टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर विल रिमेन सेम 20. फ्रेंड्स, you see here, this is here total expenditure does not change with change in price. So in this case, P equal to 1. This is the fall in price case in unit elastic demand. So now we'll see the rise in price case. What will be the EP? What will be the total expenditure? Rise in price. This is the rise in price case. This will be the just reverse. Suppose initial price is 5, quantity demanded is 4 because price is low, so quantity demanded is high. Total expenditure will be 20. Now this is the rise in price case. Price rises from 5 से 10. A price double हो गया in this case. So total expenditure will fall proportionate. Total demand will fall proportionately. That means the total demand will be in this case 2 unit. Price double होने से total demand half हो जाता है. So now our total expenditure will be 20. So friends, we see here how the change in price doesn't respond to total expenditure. Price increases, total expenditure remains same. Price decreases, total expenditure remains same. So in this rise or fall in price, total expenditure remains same. So this is the case of unit elastic EP equal to 1. So the trick is here with a fall or rise in price. So suppose the initial price was rupees 10, with in which case the quantity demanded is 2 unit. With a fall in price to rupees 5, total expenditure remains same. So what will be the value of elasticity in this case? Total expenditure same रहने से value of elasticity आपका 1 होगा. So you have to remember this trick for your foundation exam. The MCQ question will come from this part. You have to remember the trick to make your question right. So friends, this is today is up to this. In the next class, we will proceed this chapter further. So friends, if you like this video, please share and subscribe for it, because as we upload our new video, we will get our video first. So don't forget to subscribe for it. Thank you.